Hey, what's going on, guys? I want to do a video on one of my favorite knives. I have lots of favorite knives, and one of the biggest questions or more common questions I get all the time is, what is your all-time favorite knife? And it's so hard to answer. If I have to give an answer, I have to say, as far as like a EDC type folder, it would have to be the Sebenza. I just love the Sebenza. I love many different knives for many different reasons, but that overall is what does it for me. Although I do have lots of different favorites for lots of reasons. So this little series will be kind of sporadically posted. Every now and then I'll grab a knife and I'll do a video like this and talk about it a little bit. These are gonna be knives that knives I keep going back to, knives that once I get rid of, I have to get them again. They're knives I can't really shake. I can't just forget about them because they're so great for different reasons. This is one of those knives. This is one of my all-time favorite knives for many, many reasons. This is the Cold Steel Voyager X2. This is the old Voyager series. You can see the more rounded style here. Obviously they changed the design. It's more of a abrupt, kind of squared off, you know, sharp angles on their new Voyager line. But this is one of my all-time favorite knives. I've carried this and used this so many times, and I just recently cleaned it up completely because I'm selling it. And that's really what prompted me to do this video. Is I got some bills to pay, so I sold this knife to someone who is going to appreciate it, which I know that. So that's very nice. At least I know it's going to a good home. It's not going to be abused or anything. It's like getting rid of your kid or something. You want to make sure the people adopting them is very nice. No, but in all seriousness, this is an awesome knife. It's very, very large. All right, it has a full 6-inch blade. Let me get fingerprints off of it. I clean this up. I sharpened it for the person. Try to get this thing looking as brand new as possible. And I think I did a pretty darn good job of it. There are some hairline scratches here and there. Of course, it was used. But what a sexy blade. Like I said, full 6-inch handle. Full 6-inch blade. Massive handle on this. I mean, I have pretty big hands, but you can see how much handle is actually sticking out here. Huge knife, and I want to give you a comparison just to show you this. If you guys have never seen the Voyager X2, it's a massive folding knife. Here is the Benchmade Model 707 sequel, to give you a comparison. And here is a waved Spyderco Delica. All right, so you can see it's a very, very large folding knife. What I like about it is it's very capable. Having a large blade like that gives you a lot of options. It's very strong, even after all the use with a pin construction. It's not even adjustable, it's all pinned together. There's no blade play in any direction at all. That's amazing. It carried very nicely in the pocket because it is so large. It's a lower riding pocket clip, so you do have a fair amount of handle and blade sticking out of the pocket, but you do need something to grab onto. There is a lanyard hole on this, but I've never used a lanyard hole before. Just not necessary. I don't need a lanyard on something this massive. Very simple design. Zytel handles. There are no liners in this at all. Don't need to be. It's already a pretty heavy knife. Very simple lockback design. This is before the triad lock, but this lockback is a perfect match. Completely square. That's why there's no blade play or anything. Good grip on it. The slight, curvature in the handle makes for a comfortable hold on it. This kind of, it curves in almost like a slight finger choil, then comes back out, which gives you a bulbous handle, or like a palm swell. And this is also inherently very comfortable because it's like holding a little ball in your hand. If you were to hold it in the center here, it's extremely comfortable. You could choke down on it because this curves back up. It almost feels like a pistol grip, which is very comfortable. The pocket clip does not get in the way. It is fairly long because it has to be. I find in most of my pants, this does fit in the pocket very nicely. I know, depending on who you are and how big you are, you might have pockets that may not accommodate this properly. So that would be unfortunate because you need the pocket clip to be fully engaged to have that, kind of secureness that you're gonna need so it doesn't fall out of your pocket. When you're using a pocket clip, obviously it's clipping down right here. This is where it's pushing out the material. But if you don't have the material kind of bunched up to the top, if you only have, let's say, the knife sticking in the pocket like this, it's just not going to be effective. It's going to feel loose and it's going to, feel like it's going to fall out or not be secure for you. But overall, extremely nice design. Very simple. I'm a huge fan of a buoy shape or Bowie shaped blade. I love clip points. This is a very good example of one. Comes to a nice, fine, acute point. Good for penetration. It's just sexy looking. This is a good looking knife in my opinion. And I've always loved it. But it's time to go. So I want to make a video on it, talking about it a little bit. I am a Cold Steel fan, but I'm a fan of all knives and all companies. But overall, generally speaking, they have their strong points and weak points just like any knife company. But I have to say, Lynn Thompson has always been a character. He's always been very entertaining, to say the least. And he really does care about knives. He really does, put a lot of thought and effort into his company and what he has to offer and his designs. And although some Cold Steel knives may seem over the top or ridiculous, they work. They're hard use knives. They all work. They come extremely sharp. They're very strong knives and they're very reliable knives. Anyway, I just wanted to show off this knife before it goes out the door to its new owner. Yes, it's a very somber day for me when I get rid of one of my babies, and this is a baby. I love this knife. I will have this knife again in the future. It's, like I said, one of those favorite knives that doesn't matter how many times I get rid of it, sell it, trade it, whatever. I will, always keep my eyes peeled, and if I ever have the opportunity to get one again, I would jump all over it. If you guys are ever looking for this knife and you see the opportunity to get one, get it. I think you'll love it. It's a solid, great knife to use, to look at, to admire. It's cool looking, it's sexy looking, and it works. It's sharp and sturdy and robust, and that's what I love about this knife. And I have to say, overall, just as a general, thought about Cold Steel, is Cold Steel is a good knife company. Regardless of what you think of their designs or the politics or Lynn Thompson, he's quite a salesman, but he does a good job at it, and he's proud of his knives, so there's no shame in being a good salesman. I know some people think it's very gimmicky and all the stuff that he does, but I respect the guy. I'd love to meet him one day. He makes a fine product. I'd have to say the majority of Cold Steel knives I've always been happy with. My only issue has ever been the pocket clips. Pocket clips, just by design, they're always just very rough on the pants because of the texturing so rough, and their designs are very aggressive to begin with. But the pocket clip is just one small portion of the knife. You remove the pocket clip as an issue, and pretty much the majority of Cold Steel's line and products have been not only very usable and very capable tools, but they've been very cool. There's no denying it. That's why a lot of people like Cold Steel stuff. But I don't specifically, have one company. I'm not like a Cold Steel person. I'm not a Benchmade person. I'm not a CRKT person. I'm not a Spyderco person. I am a knife person, and I love and appreciate all knives. And I can tell you right now that every single knife company has good knives and has bad knives. And when I say bad knives, what I mean is perhaps bad knives for you. Not every knife from a company can be perfect. But overall, generally speaking, Cold Steel as a company as a whole does it right. And the majority of their stuff, I feel, is very good quality. And I know that from personal experience. So anyway, yes, very sad. The Cold Steel Voyager X2 is leaving me. I just wanted to expose a lot of you guys to this knife. If you've never seen it before, it's a nice little blast from the past. Not a lot of people getting into the knife scene these days have seen this particular model, and it's definitely one of my favorites. So that's it. Just want to make a video on it real quick for you. Like I said, I'll sporadically do these videos on my favorite knives. I have quite a few, but what basically the definition of my favorite knife is a knife that I will grab and use over and over and over and over again. It is an awesome little, well, I shouldn't say little, it's a big blast from the past, because one of my favorites. Cold Steel Voyager X2. What a beast of a knife. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon. Take care.